The term bromance probably arises from a desire to slander and smear male camaraderie with the unacceptable connotation of homosexuality. The system wants us males to be isolated and weak. It wants us to depend on women for our validation and our happiness. It wants us spending money on women and working to keep the system going. It doesn't want us going into minimalism mode. It doesn't want us developing friendship with all men merely on the basis of them being men. It doesn't want us men finding our happiness in our friendships with other men instead of women. It doesn't want us developing the power of unity. It wants to reserve that power to females, because females can be trusted to be foolish and short-sighted enough to be usable as a tool for the elites to accomplish their socialist, one-world government, two-tier society plans with. We men need to look out for each other. We men need to have an attitude of male solidarity. We men need to automatically have a love for other men, rather than an instinctive hatred and competition feeling toward other men. We need to value our male friends more than women. We need to eschew women for purposes other than sex, and eschewing sex is even better. We need to stop being friends with females. We need to stop giving them attention of any kind, unless they are fighting on our side by advocating changes to the misandrist laws. But even then, we should not be kowtowing to them, but should instead be interacting with them strictly on the basis of these issues, and not letting them be attention whores in our male arenas, in our male spaces. And now a third part of the video. The advice. A strategy for revenge. Have you ever had a woman cheat on you? Have you ever had a woman do something to you that deserves you taking revenge on her? Now, generally, I'm not an advocate of revenge because it's a dark thing. But for all you guys out there who do go in for revenge, here's something you can do. Say you're dating a girl and she gets angry at you and destroys your PlayStation or keys your car or gets you fired from a job or does something else egregious. Say when that happens, you immediately decide to break up with her. Well, you could break up with her right away, or you could stick around for some serious revenge. What you do is you consider yourself as having broken up with her already in your mind. But you don't tell her this. You continue acting as normal. You accept her apology, you continue dating her as if everything is fine, but all along you are considering her no longer your girlfriend. Then you push her into having sex with another man. You tell her you want to watch. You tell her that she can choose the guy and it can be anyone she wants. Now, women are very clever and pick up emotions, and if something doesn't seem right to them, then they will put their antenna out further to try to figure out what seems amiss. So to pull this off, you'll need to be a good actor. But if you no longer have feelings for her, then you'll be able to more easily pull it off. Which presumably, if you're doing this, you won't have any feelings for her anymore. So you convince her to start sleeping with other men. Basically, you convince her that you want her to cuckold you. Then when she goes for it, you keep encouraging her. Maybe you start out having her sleep with the guy once every couple of months. Then you encourage it until she starts sleeping with the new guy every month. Then you can increase it to every 2 weeks. Maybe you can even get it down to where she's sleeping with a new guy every week. She'll likely feel secure because she thinks she's still in a secure relationship, which will make her less likely to consider it promiscuity. She will not add those guys to the number that she keeps in her head of how many guys she has slept with in her life. So then once she's sleeping with a new guy while you watch, every 1 or 2 weeks, then you can push her to 2 or more of those guys coming and having sex with her one after the other. A gangbang scenario while you watch. Then once you have her having sex with 2 or preferably 3 or more men in the same session, then you can break up with her and let her know that you've been considering yourself not her boyfriend for months. You tell her that you only stuck around to turn her into a whore for revenge. You let her know that she may have keyed your car, but you've now made it so she has to live the rest of her life knowing that she's a whore. Short of illegal things like posting naked pics of her online or giving her AIDS or something, that's probably one of the best revenges you can get. Convincing someone to destroy themselves is one of the most cutting forms of revenge because they have to live with the knowledge that they did it to themselves. You didn't force them to do anything. And when a person does something of their own volition, even if it is coerced, there is still a part of them that knows that what they did it by choice. Because there's always an element of choice involved in everything we do, even if it's only on a near unconscious level, like the Wachowskis wrote in the second Matrix movie. And when a person does something by choice, that makes it harder for them to reverse that choice and undo the mental momentum and patterns that the choice and the resulting actions caused. Now, as I said, I'm not a person who goes in for revenge, so I haven't done this myself. And I don't know if I can actually morally recommend this kind of venomous behavior, but it came to me in a bit of infernal inspiration, and so I thought I'd pass it along to you in case some of you out there are brave enough and nihilistic enough to try it on a woman who truly deserves it. Some woman who's like truly evil and deserves it. Oh, and another thing. You may think that just because this video is coming out after the video that I did on the story of O, that I got this idea from that book. But actually, I made the script for this video before I ever read that book, so I came up with this completely on my own. Anyway, This has been Redshift. I hope you got some small bit of value out of this video, and if not, then feel free to lynch me in the comments section. Peace.